2 of properly maintaining your Australian Shepherd. I'm going to teach you how to shave the pads, shave the privates, cut the nails, clean the ears, and properly brush him out. First, we're going to start off by shaving the pads of his feet. You can use a standard 40 blade. It doesn't have to be perfect if you're at home, but it gets all this hair out between their toes so they don't slip slide around. If you take your dogs to the groomer should do this for you, okay? You want to make sure you check their pads. You want to make sure that however you're holding your dog, it's going to be comfortable for your pet. I see a lot of groomers who don't pay attention to what they're doing, and that's how dogs get injured. Or dogs will let you know that they don't like being held like that. You always want to remember about safety with your pet and for yourself. Even with your own pet, if your pet doesn't like it and you don't have control of your animal will bite you, okay? And we're, with this particular breed, Australian Shepherds, that's all they need is their private shaved, their feet shaved, just their sanitary area. Just so when they go to the bathroom, things don't stick around. Pirate's got a little bunny tail, so I'm just going to lift and I'm going to clean around his little privates, okay? So when he goes to the bathroom, all this stuff doesn't stick there. You can use a standard 15, you can use a standard 10. If you prefer not to trim around that, you can scissor it. And I'll show you how to scissor around his little butt if you are not comfortable in using your clippers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shave his little private area. I'm going to lift up his leg. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave around Pirate's little genital areas. Get all this hair around his privates. Now some owners like their private shaved and some don't. So it just depends on the owner of the pet. Some like it, some don't. You do not have to shave it if you prefer not to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to cut his nails. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to cut Pirate's nails. Pirate is a dog that comes in all the time. He's worked a lot, so his nails might be too short. And how you're going to be able to tell that is by looking at his quicks, okay? He's got cuticles just like we do. If you cut the dog's cuticles too short, it's going to make him bleed, and he's going to probably bite you. So you want to be careful that you don't cut them. If they're too short, leave them alone. That means you've been a good parent by running your dog and exercising him. His back ones look great, his front ones. He might have one or two that we might have to snip the ends off of. And with most of his nails, they're in pretty good shape because you know what? He's a work dog, so what we can do is just make sure that all the nails are looked at properly, his quicks are long, and all I have to do is really just touch the ends of it. And that's it for Pirate. Because he has such long, his quicks are all the way to the end. So I basically don't even have to cut Pirate's nails because they're in such great shape, because his parents take such great care of him. And our final thing that we're going to be doing on Pirate today is cleaning his ears. A cheap way to not run off to the vet or buy ear medication and all this stuff at the pet store is what you can do is buy some rubbing alcohol, and you can do this on a daily basis, especially with dogs like this that has floppy ears and you want to keep clean, keep the moisture out of his ears, and keep all that odor out. And all you have to do is swab it out. You don't need to go deep down to the canal or anything like that, but what you want to do is get all that gunk and dirt out of his ears and make sure that they're clean. That helps for moisture, to keep all that moisture out of his ears. And what the alcohol does is sucks up all that oil. Keeps it dry so all that yeast and infection doesn't grow in there. That's what we have with a lot of our pets, especially floppy-eared dogs. They're prone for ear infections, and you end up having to spend a lot of money at the vet. For this particular breed, unless you decide to shave him, puppy cut him, and we'll get that on at another time, depending on what we're going to do with Pirate. Pirate is a full-coated Australian Shepherd, and the only thing left we got on to do with him is to spray him with some cologne, bandana him, and he's good to go home smelling like this wonderful dog that he is to go home to his parents. Until next time, this is Donna. Love your pets and others, and always remember, Proper grooming and bathing will keep you out of the doghouse.